Hey, we're just got out of the Ranger and I'm taking you over to a spot. This spot right here, believe it or not, all these little weeds and scrubby trees, I have found, oh, I don't know, probably 100 mushrooms in this, just a little area right here, literally 15 yards across. I found probably close to 100 mushrooms here in the last couple of years. This year I've only found one mushroom so far, and somebody actually had stepped on it before I found it. Today, this morning, after the rain yesterday and last night, I found a great big one. So I went and got the camera and we're gonna find it. It's right down here with a little bit of live action. Haven't touched it yet. I don't know if you can see it yet or not. I'll start zooming up on it and see if I can find it now. In the camera, I mean. I know where it's at. There it is. He's a big one. That's the first. And that's actually the first really big one I found this year. So he's just growing in the middle of some leaves and some soft loamy soil in the middle of these little saplings and brush. And you can see what he's growing in there. Too thick and the sun's too bright on the viewfinder. But there he is. He's a big one. Let's just go get him. Get through all the briars. My hand is a big hand, so that'll give you some idea if you can see how big it is compared to my hand. That's the first big one I found this year. Well, we'll go look for some more. If we find any more, we'll turn the camera back on. I was just doing a good job of telling you where I found these and didn't even have the camera turned on. I thought I did. Well, anyway, there's this big bank right up here and it's been terraced. There's a trail right up here where my Ranger's sitting, and there's a terrace here, and I have found mushrooms in this area in the past. And so I thought I'll get off after this rain last night. I'll get off and look around here really good. And this elm tree right here, I thought looked like a good spot. And sure enough, elm trees are always good to look around. And I'll see if I can find these for you again. It's right in the center of the viewfinder. I will see if I can zoom up on it and keep it in the center. Do you see it yet? I see it in the viewfinder. There it is right there. That's the first one I saw. So then, zooming back out a little bit, then looking up the hill, I see these May-apples, and just to the left of the May-apples, what do I see? Right there, another decent sized one. And I know there's another one here somewhere, and I am looking for it really hard, and I haven't found it back yet. It's under the leaves pretty good. There it is. Okay, from the May-apples this time, we'll go to the right. This one's a lot harder to see. There's a little sapling there, just to the left of the little sapling. And there it is right there. It's all bent over from the leaves. Okay, well, we'll pick those, and if we find any more, we'll turn the camera back on. Well, as promised, if I found any more, I would turn the camera on, and sure enough, I found one not very far from where I found the others. If you, just a little while ago, we were down the hill, down at that elm tree, right down there, and I just walked over here. Here's another little tiny elm, and then here's another, some kind of scrub tree. I'm not sure what that is. And then over here is a black locust, or a locust tree, thorn tree. And I don't like those trees, but in this particular case, I can make maybe a half an exception because it's got the biggest morel that I found this year, right down here below the tree. Let me zoom in on it if I can find it again. There it is, pretty much in the center there. I believe that's the biggest one I found this year, and it's not huge, but it's a good size one. Whoops, I lost it in my viewfinder. There it is, sorry about that. And again, like I said, it's just a little ways from the base of this locust tree. We'll get back to you if we find more. I found another one. I'm pretty far down the trail now from my Ranger. You can see it through the trees up there. And from the last one I found, which was over that way quite a ways. And I've been sneaking along here and just found one in a very unlikely place here. It's kind of like a needle in a haystack, and it's under the leaves. Haven't got up to it yet. Zooming up to it and see if you can see it. It's right by that little green sprout there. You see it now? Up under those leaves. That shows how hard they are to find right there. He looks like a pretty good sized one. Let's go up and get him. Pretty steep hill right here too, I can tell you that. Let me zoom all the way out here. It's about to fall down the hill. Okay, maybe we can see him a little better. He looks like a big one, but he got bent over. That stick bent him over. Yeah, he's a big one. Another good sized one. Like I said, I haven't been finding the big ones this year, but today we're finding the good sized ones. There you go. Well, we'll turn it back on when we find more. Okay, I'm walking along up on this little bank as I've been talking about, and I came across this great big elm tree right here, and I thought, well, every time I look around elm trees I have good luck. And not every time, obviously, but it increases your odds. So I thought, well, I'll walk down here, and I did. So we're recreating the scene here for you. And as I was coming down, I was being very careful, trying not to step on one. And when I got to the elm tree, I'm looking around and I don't see nothing. And then I look around on the back side of the doggone thing, and would you not know, if I can zoom up on it, and it's in the center of the viewfinder there. See him? He's all bent over again. They're all bent over today for some reason. But anyway, there he is. Gonna pick him up. We'll talk to you later. Well, I came back up the ridge from that big elm tree right over there. Came up on top, walked to my right, further away from the ranger again. Started to walk down the hill because there's another elm tree down here and another kind of tree. And as I'm walking, almost stepped on one. And he's right there in the center of the viewfinder again. Can you see it? This one looks like it's a little older. It looks like it's already kind of weather burned. But that's right up here on top of the ridge. That's the first one I found up on top today. We'll pick him and we'll talk to you later. Well, after finding that one up on the little bank, I started walking back to the ranger on top of the bank. Got almost back to the ranger, and would you not know, I found another one. Decent size. We'll get back to you. This one I probably drove by a couple times. The trail is literally right here, and I've been watching as I drive by, but I didn't see this one. Can you see it? It's right by this cut off tree. There it is. It's been there for a couple days because it's kind of dried out a little bit on the top there. We're going to pick him. Well, I was on my way back coming down the valley here, and I thought, before I got home, I just stop right here and show you my cave that I discovered a couple of years back now, about 2 years ago. And it was covered over by some giant boulders, and I saw a sinkhole up above, and then I saw this spring coming out in the ground, and anyway, you can see the spring coming out. Can't really see the cave very good because of the sun's in the wrong place for this, but I thought I'd just take a picture of it and show you what it looks like. I'll try to zoom in on the entrance of the cave there, so maybe it'll, if I get it zoomed in, maybe it'll brighten up. There it is. Yeah, you can see the entrance of the cave. But anyway, I took my bobcat and dug all this out, and sure enough, it goes back in there about 50 feet or so, and then it silts in so bad. But we're hoping we can unsilt that and see how far it goes, because I think it may be a very big cave with that much water coming out of it. And a lot of water comes out all year round, actually. Of course, there's more now since it rained last night and the other day. But we'll someday make a video of that whole cave exploration, maybe. Well, we're back at the house, and here's the total find right here. Nice even number. We found a total of 10 of them. And 10's a good number. I'm happy with 10. That'll be good eating. We can get a couple meals out of that with just me and my wife. Well, we came back out this afternoon late and following the same little path, and sure enough, here we go. We found another one. See it in the shadow there? Hard to tell. They're hard to see now. That's the only one I see right here at the moment, but I'm going to scan this area really good and keep looking. We'll get back to you. Found another one. Well, I didn't go any distance at all, and I found 2 more already. They're right here. Right there. It's really hard to tell if I'm getting these in the viewfinder again. The sun's really bright. And the other one is right there. Well, here's another one. My wife just found this one. Right up here by the base of this sycamore tree. There it is right there. We're still walking along this bank line and found 2 more. Another little elm tree right here. And every time I see an elm tree, I start looking. Sure enough, here's 2 more growing right next to each other. Well, my wife says she found another one. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, I see it. Right up here on the bank. Let me zoom in on it. There it is right there. They're just everywhere today. Good eating. Well, the battery's almost dead, so I don't know how much more filming I can do, but here is another one. Right there. They're hard to see.